Dandavat. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We'll start, okay? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yenaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtham Raja Puna Puna Shrimad Rupapadamboja Tulisyam Janma Janmani Anarpita Charim Chirat Karnavatirna Kalau Samarpita Unnata Vilarasam Sabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundaraditi Kadam Vasandi Pitaha Sadarthe Kandari Smrutava Shachinandana संसार दुख जनितौ परितस्य कामा क्रोधात् न कर्म करे कबलीकृतस्य दुर्वासना निगडितस्य निराश्रयस्य चैतन्य चन्द्रमम देहि पदावलम्बम् सर्वप्रथम अस्मदीय गुरुपाद पद्म नितिला प्रकट गुरु शिष्य भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज thereafter नितिला प्रकट देवरंडी स्वामी शिष्य भक्तिवेदांत दंडी महाराज नामनिष्ठ संत श्री अनिरुद्ध जी और समस्त वैष्णव के चरणों में यथा के दंडवत प्रणाम. So we are today page number 15, second paragraph. Sachinandan Shri Gaurahari and his dearmost companions bestowed prema, nay, not bestowed, recklessly distributed prema, such that there was a mighty flood. In that flood, those who were worthy recipients and those who were not, both women and men, children and youth, gentlemen and rogues, the lame and the crippled and the blind, were all drowned. Even the ferocious animals in the forest, as well as the Mayavadis, adherents of the path of fruitive action, false logicians, blasphemers, and hypocrites, who resemble tigers, and bears, so forth, could not remain unaffected. The effects are perceived throughout the world even today. In all atheistic nations, on their foreheads are, with both hands raised, being carried by the waves of Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. This indeed is all the directly perceivable result of the Madhurya Kadambani, the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So here Srila Gurudev is talking about this hippie movement which started in America, and this movement, people were more or less Mayavadis, or they were thinking that they are themselves God, and we want to enjoy everything, women and everything, liquor, intoxication. They were thinking that they are the supreme enjoyers. So, but Srila Bhaktivedanta was one of the arms of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, somehow saved them from this hell, and they were sure they were destined to go to hell. But by the mercy of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, these hippies were saved, and they became really happy in bhakti. So here Gurudev is telling that so much alcohol addicted, alcohol actually in Tirupati. I am living in Tirupati, not ordinary place. This is a dham of Krishna, especially his feature as Narayan, Venkateshwar Swami or Vaikunteshwar Swami. But here also liquor is freely available and people get intoxicated. What to speak of the Western world, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego. Friday night, when weekend would start, oh, couldn't believe. All bars were like full. We used to go for night Sankirtan and see that all the bars are overflooded. So you see that and carnivores, what to speak of carnivores? In Tirupati also we see, don't take meat. Saturday is a day of Lord. That is a day meant for eating meat for them. Many people are atheists. But you see that in Tirupati also, by the mercy of Sripad Dandi Maharaj, Srila Gurudev and other Vaishnavas, preaching is happening now. People are becoming devotees, chanting. This is all mercy of the spiritual master, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. So now you can see many devotees are wearing tilak, boys and girls, tulsi beads in Tirupati. They're coming to temple, they're doing kirtan. So in this way, slowly, they will be corrected. Understand? This is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ultimately. Presenting himself as utterly insignificant and worthless, the revered author at the end of this invocation verse is praying for Sriman Mahaprabhu's causeless mercy. Durame Marushakhiti Sarasi Avaya, the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even from far away, make my heart, which is like a dry tree in the arid desert, flow with rasa. He's comparing himself to a dry tree. Understand? What is his humility? Understand? He is not a dry tree. He is actually rasa charger, Rasik Vaishnava, full of transcendental mellows. But he's telling, I am a dry tree and I am waiting for Mahaprabhu's mercy. So, you can see here that during a downpour in the monsoon season, heavy clouds blanket the earth and shower torrents of rain upon her. In the desert, however, this kind of rainfall does not occur. Only a tiny vestige of cloud barely drizzles once in a while, and even then in the distance. Due to his mood of utter lowliness, Srila Vishwanath Thakur thought of himself as a dry, withered tree in the desert soil, very far from the cloud bank of Shivan Mahaprabhu's mercy. He said, I am a tree in the desert, not just a tree, but tree desert. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur is referring to his appearing in this world many years after Shivan Mahaprabhu's disappearance. So Vishwanath Thakur appeared long after Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. So he said, I am very far away from Mahaprabhu. Means the time span is separating me from Mahaprabhu. I could not receive Mahaprabhu's mercy. But does it mean that he did not receive Mahaprabhu's mercy? Actually, he did receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Because Ramakrishna Ganga Charanan. So different of his gurus, they are all representatives of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Can we say that we did not receive mercy of Mahaprabhu? We never saw Mahaprabhu. Can we say that we did not receive mercy of Narottam Das Thakur? Can we say that we did not receive mercy of Rupa Goswami? If we say like this, that would not be correct. Actually, really speaking, we received the mercy of Mahaprabhu, but through the mercy of Gurudev. Gurudev is the Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. He is the representative of Mahaprabhu. He is the representative of Narottam Das Thakur. He is the representative of Vishwanath Thakur. He is the representative of Rupa Goswami. So that's why, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasadu Yasya Prasadamna Gati Kutubi. So if you have received initiation from a bona fide spiritual master, then we should know that we have received the mercy of Mahaprabhu. But here, Srila Vishwanath Thakur is telling that I did not receive mercy of Mahaprabhu, or I am very far away from the mercy of Mahaprabhu. This is humility actually. But actually, he is the greatest recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy. In fact, without him, no one in the world would have received the Mahaprabhu's mercy. What to speak of his receiving? He distributed that mercy of Mahaprabhu. His commentaries on the book, the very book Madhurya Kadambini is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. His commentary on Bhagavad Gita is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. The commentary Srila Vishwanath Thakur wrote on 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Saratavashita, that is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. The commentary wrote on Ujjwal Nilamani, Anand Chandrika commentary, that is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. How can Vishwanath Thakur say that he did not receive mercy of Mahaprabhu? Actually, he received the mercy of Mahaprabhu, but it is out of humility telling, I am very far away. Vaishnavas are very humble. They say, I am like a tree in the desert. See, look at his humility. Like Radharani is telling, what to speak of Vishwanath Thakur, even Radharani is telling, I don't even have a scent of love of Krishna. Na prema gandhoste darapi me haro, krandami saubhagya bharam prakashtu, vamshi vilasa anand lokanam vina, vivarmiyat prana patanga kanvata. That I am simply maintaining my life. It's like a small insect trying to survive in separation of Krishna. I really have no love for Krishna. Then Sakhi asked Radharani, why you are crying? Then Radharani said that this is just to show my great good fortune to others. I am pretending that I am greatly fortunate. I am crying in separation of Krishna. But actually these tears are crocodile tears. I really have no love for Krishna. If Radharani can say like this, then her humility is also present in her manjaris like Vishwanath Thakur. And he is also the embodiment of total humility. Sriman Mahaprabhu personally told both Sri Sarup Damodar and Sri Rai Ramananda. Now, this is referring to the conversation in Gambhira. There was a small room called Gambhira in Kashi Mishra Bhavan in Jagannath Puri. Gambhira means something that is very deep, where the moods are very, very deep, unfathomable. You cannot measure the depth of the ocean of Mahaprabhu's heart. That is Gambhira. His moods are very Gambhir. So there, night time, Govinda used to take rest, Mahaprabhu's servant, because he was a Sakha called Bhungar. But then Sakhis used to come. Who are the Sakhis? Lalita and Vishaka. That is Sarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda. And they used to speak Harikatha and Mahaprabhu used to cry. Sometimes Mahaprabhu used to narrate to them Shikshashtak and explain to them the commentary of Shikshashtak. What was the commentary of Shikshashtak? Je Rupa Nama Loile Prema Upajay Tara Lakshana Shloka Shuna Sarup Rama Rai. O Sarup Damodar, O Rai Ramananda. Here the criteria that is symptomatic of one engaging in the process of Sharina, by which prema becomes awakened in the heart. So here, Tarorapi Saishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. This means that, actually, this means if one cherishes a desire to obtain Krishna Prem, it is imperative to always and forever perform Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan, feeling even more insignificant and worthless than grass. Following the kind and tolerant manner of a tree, expecting no respect for oneself and giving proper and due honor to others. This is actually, we have to be very tolerant. Yesterday I was reading the character of Srila Atul Chandra Bandyopadhyaya, means Srila Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj. So in the Matha there was a discussion about two brothers. These two brothers, someone said that you cannot trust these two brothers. Means they have a very cheating nature. They are Vaishnavas, but they have very cheating nature. Then Goswami Maharaj told that to be cheated by a Vaishnava is also very beneficial. If you tolerate being cheated by Vaishnavas, then ultimately it will bring auspiciousness only. If Vaishnavas cheat us, that we should also consider our great good fortune. We should think that we have received the mercy of Krishna. And indeed you will receive the mercy of Krishna. To be cheated by Vaishnava is also. So you see that we have to be really tolerant, especially in Vaishnava association, we have to be more tolerant than a tree. We should be very, very tolerant. And we should give respect to others. That is very, very important. Not expecting any respect for oneself. Special prayer to obtain divine blessings. But now I am coming to the text 2 of the Madhurya Kadambini, the first shower. The chapters here are called showers because the book is itself a rain cloud bank of nectar. So what would the cloud bank of nectar give? Showers only. So this is the first shower, means first chapter. So we are coming to the text 2. I am reading the verse in Sanskrit. Bhakti purvai shitatam tu rasam pashed atpadi. Also accepted the shelter of Bhakti Devi. Now, however, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, most dear associate, Srila Rupa Goswami, people who have obtained real intelligence are directly perceiving Bhakti in its form of Bhakti Ras. I offer my heartfelt obeisances unto Srila Rupa Goswami again and again. Now here, Mahajans. Mahajan means the most elevated saints of former times also accepted the shelter of Bhakti. Bhakti is not recent origin. Bhakti is very ancient. From time immemorial, so many Mahajan. Mahajan means great devotees of Krishna. Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Pundarika, Vyasa, Shuka, Shaunaka, Vishwada, Prahlada, Narada, Parashara. But Rupa Goswami has a speciality. He pursued bhakti in its form as bhakti rasa. Bhakti rasa means nectarian bhakti with rasa. Rasa means sthai bhav. Let us try to understand sthai bhav. This book will further explain, but sthai bhav means your permanent mood. That is called sthai bhav. For example, Yashoda's sthai bhav is Vatsalya Rati. Understand? What is Vatsalya Rati? Vatsalya Rati means she will always think Krishna to be my own child. And she will have parental affection for Krishna. So the type of relationship Mother Yashoda has to Krishna is her sthai bhav is Vatsalya Rati, parental affection. It is unchangeable. One's sthai rati is unchangeable. Understand? So one's sthai bhav is actually unchangeable. But in this sthai bhav has to be, for example, if someone is served milk, like many times in Tirupati I go Nagar Sankirtan, many Matajis call me. Maharaj, come take some milk. So I go with devotees and take you one glass milk. But the milk itself is not that tasty. When you add jaggery to it, it becomes even sweeter. Then very relishable when you take with jaggery. So like that, sthai bhav is relishable, but it becomes more relishable when other moods, other sentiments are added to it, like sattvic bhav. What is sattvic bhav? Sattvic bhav means horripilation, tears coming in the eyes, ashta sattvika bhav, which manifests from pure goodness. Hair standing on the end, rolling in the ground, vaivaranya, colorlessness of the face, uh, becoming stunned like a statue, like this. So this is all called sattvika bhav. Then vyabhichari bhav, destructive ecstasies, sanchari bhav, transitory ecstasies. If you want to know more about these ecstasies, a devotee feels, that is given in Jaiva Dharma, the third part of it. So when you mix all these ecstasies, permanent ecstasies, sthai bhav, the ecstasies in the goodness, sattvic bhav, destructive ecstasies, vyabhichari bhav, and then also transitory ecstasies, sanchari bhav, then the rasa is formed. For example, you want to make lemonade, you cut lemon, you add water to it, then add cardamom to it, like this. Sometimes we used to add some incense also to it. So like this, then lemonade is very tasteful. So, but there is also a proportion. You cannot make lemonade with too much sugar or too much jaggery and very little lemon juice and very little water. That will not make the perfect lemonade. There is a proportion. Water should be 1 glass, means jaggery should be liquid jaggery, which Dandi Maharaj likes, maybe 1 spoon, and then 1 lemon, then cardamom, maybe few grains of it, not much. So like that, what happens? Oh, that is very tasteful lemonade is formed. So rasa, to make rasa, you have to know exactly what ecstasies have to be there. So this science of bhakti rasa was taught by Srila Rupa Goswami. But how to mix the rasas, he didn't teach them. That was taught by Srila Raghunath in Vilap Kusumanjali. So Vilap Kusumanjali book is a very, very important book. So anyways, the Bhakti Rasa introduced in this world by Srila, second manifestation of Rupa Goswami. Means many times, many devotees say that actually Rupa Goswami empowered Vishwanath Thakur or incarnated as Vishwanath Thakur. But he is not different from Rupa Goswami qualitatively. That we should understand. Now, we are discussing the Piyusha Varshini Vritti. The essential nature of the living entity is that of a servant of Krishna. However, since time without beginning, he has forgotten Bhagavan and has thus been swallowed up by the deluding potency Maya. So here it is very, very clearly told. जीवेर स्वरूप है कृष्ण नित्य दास कृष्णेर तटस्था शक्ति भेदा भेद प्रकाश. It is the nature of the living entity that he is Nitya Krishna Das. He is eternal servant of Krishna. Understand? And he is Krishna's marginal potency. But he has forgotten Krishna. So this is based on the payar of Chaitanya Charitamrita. कृष्ण बोली सही जीवा अनादि बहिर्मुख अतएव माया तारे दे संसार आदि दुख. That we have forgotten Krishna, and that's why Maya is giving us trouble. So consequently, he has fallen into the cycle of birth and death and is burned by the three kinds of torment. So punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayam. We are again and again dying, again and again taking birth, again sleeping in the womb of the mother, and these adhidaivik, adhyatmik, adhibhautik kleshas, the misery is given by other living entities, misery is given by our own mind, misery is given by the natural elements and the demigods. This misery we are suffering because we have forgotten Krishna. Sometimes as a result of his own deeds, he becomes a demigod in the heavenly kingdom or a ruler on earth. And sometimes he becomes a subject. So actually, this is a material world. Sometimes, due to own deeds, he becomes a demigod in the heavenly kingdom. And he becomes sometimes a ruler on the earth, and sometimes he becomes a subject. So it is all depend on karma. Who will become the king and who will become the subject? That is all depend on the karma. Don't think that the kings work very hard to become kings. All the pious merit of past life makes them kings. They are born in royal family. They are born in aristocratic family or businessman family. Some are rich from birth, born with golden spoon. Some people set up a small business, it becomes a big empire, business empire. And some people set up a business, it hardly can survive. So don't become distressed if your endeavors are not getting success or you're not making too much money. It is all about the past karma. And therefore, don't become hopeless. So therefore, here he's telling that to become a demigod in the heavenly kingdom. But actually, to go to heaven and become a demigod or to go to hell and suffer in the hell, this is all actually bad. Heaven is also bad and the hell is also bad. So Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj used to speak in little harsh terms. He used to say it's all stool. It's a wet stool or dry stool. Stool is stool. Understand? For example, many times we think that sometimes we see wet stool and we are walking on the street sometimes and someone has passed through, a dog has passed through, wet with the wet stool stinking. So it feels, horrible, disgust. But if you step on a dry stool, then it's okay because it doesn't get stuck to your chappal. It's okay. It doesn't smell so bad. But nevertheless, dry stool is also stool. Understand? So whether heaven or hell, it's all bad. It's all stool. Understand? So that's why devotee doesn't want to go to hell. No one wants to go to hell. Even karmis don't want to go to hell. But karmis may want to go to heaven, but devotees don't even want to go to heaven. Because any place where one is not in the company of spiritual master and Krishna, that place is actually hell for devotee also. So heaven is also hell. Heaven is also become hell. And hell is actually heaven if you can remember Krishna. If you are in the hell, but if you can remember Krishna, then actually it's heaven. Sometimes he is in the priestly class, Vipra, and sometimes in the artisan class, Shudra. That is also on karma. So not everyone is born in Brahmin family. And those who are born in Brahmin family should also not be unnecessarily proud. Oh, I am Brahmin and blah, blah, blah. Dandi Maharaj told that what is there? After death, will you remain Brahmin? Understand? So good that you took birth in Brahmin family, but try to be a devotee of Krishna. Otherwise, To be a Brahmin simply without doing bhakti to Krishna is meaningless. Understand? All right, you are born in Brahmin family, so now make best use of that because you already have some. You're born in Brahmin family means already you know how to do puja, you have attachment for japa, then it is good. Some good sanskaras are there. You are generally vegetarian in India. So that is good. So now become a devotee of Krishna. Understand? And if you are born in Shudra class also, that is also not bad. You know why? Because Shudras, they have natural paricharyatmakam karmam Shudra karma svabhavajam. They want to serve other three classes. So those who are born in Shudra family, they always want to serve the So Bhakti Sharan Goswami Maharaj used to say that I have joined the mutt. Joined the mutt too. That is not what I joined the mutt for. I have not joined the mutt to serve Bhagavan. If I serve the devotees, then I can learn very easily how to serve Krishna from them by their mercy. But if I simply pretend to serve Krishna and ignoring devotees, then I will not get perfection. Siddhir bhavati vaneti samshaya achyuta sevina nishchayasto tad bhakta paricharya ratatmana. That you get perfection, whether you will get perfection or not, it is not guaranteed if you serve Bhagavan. But if you serve the devotees of Bhagavan, you will certainly get perfection. I have no doubt about it. Understand? So therefore, our aim should be, Goswami Maharaj used to say that our aim should be to serve the devotees of Krishna. Let us serve Vaishnavas very nicely. They should be satisfied. Then our success is assured. Sometimes he is happy and sometimes he is sad. That is also there. Sometimes people are very happy and sometimes they are very sad. So then we have to follow Bhagavad Gita. Dukkheshu anudvignamana sukheshu vigataspruha that show anudvignamana. Don't become very unhappy or depressed if you feel some distress in life. Don't be depressed. And don't be too elated or don't celebrate too much also if you face happiness. Know that happiness and distress are cyclic in nature. Today happiness, tomorrow there will be distress, and again after happiness will come. So learn to tolerate happiness and distress. Learn to tolerate honor and dishonor. Actually, it is very easy to tolerate dishonor, but very difficult to tolerate honor. Many times you see that people offered honor to sannyasi, and then the sannyasis become very accustomed to that honor. Then they say, oh, this person didn't offer me obeisances, they become unhappy. That person did not offer you obeisances doesn't mean that that person kicked you, or scolded you, or slapped you. What happened to you? Nothing has happened. If someone has not offered obeisances to you, or someone has not glorified you, or someone has not given you very less seat, you are doing simple seat. Okay, they have not dishonored you. Understand? They have not dishonored you. But sometimes, when Mahaprabhu went to Kashi, he wanted to talk to Prakashananda Saraswati. The meeting was going on of many sannyasis, and Prakashananda was speaking some katha, Mayavat katha to his disciples and other followers. Mahaprabhu showed great humility. When Maharashtrian Brahmin was there, he told Mahaprabhu that this Prakashananda should be rectified. Show mercy on him. He is preaching Mayavad. He is denying your transcendental body. Do something about it. Mahaprabhu went to rectify Prakashananda Saraswati. And although Mahaprabhu himself born in a very high class Brahmin family, Vishnu family, but what Mahaprabhu did, and he was sannyasi, but still he sat where they washed the feet. Then Prakashananda came and said, yes, you are from Bharati Sampradaya. You are also a sannyasi like us. Please come and sit with us. Then Mahaprabhu showed mercy to him and corrected his misconceptions. So Mahaprabhu was showing his humility, although born in topmost Brahmin family and topmost sannyasi Mahaprabhu was, and himself Bhagwan, but showing great humility. Understand? We should also learn to show humility like that. Understand? So you see that previously people were very proud. One time Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada went to Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan, the Goswamis of the temple, they refused to allow the party of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada to enter the temple. Like Radha Madan Mohan temple and all the temples, they opposed. They said, we will not allow Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada because he is initiating Harijans. Harijan means, the term Harijan is coined by Gandhiji. Actually, today we cannot use the term Harijan to represent the backward class people or those who are downtrodden. We may be arrested. Actually, it's called derogatory. But Gandhiji had given this term Harijan. Harijan means it was a term meant to refer sweepers or those who are from lower background, those who are doing menial seva, menial job in Indian society. So, but Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati cared very little about caste. He knew that we are not his body. This is not, he wanted to see the soul. He said, no one is born Brahmin. Everyone becomes Brahmin by his sanskaras, by his actions. Janmana jayati shudra sanskara dvijam uchyate. Veda dhyana dvavipra brahmam janati brahmana. When you know Krishna, you are true Brahmin. So, the Goswami said, Vrindavan Goswami said, Kaas Goswami will not allow Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati party to enter our temple. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada had many Brahmin disciples, like Atul Chandra Bandopadhyay, also Srila Bhakti Rakshakshidhar Maharaj, Haigri Brahmachari, Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj, also Sri Narottamananda Das Brahmachari was the one who preached to Gurudev and brought him to Krishna consciousness, to Gaudiya Math. So all these brahmacharis and sannyasis who are born in high-class Brahmin family went to talk to the Madan Mohan Temple Goswami. And Atul Chandra Bandopadhyay told that, you remember my daughter was to be married to your son, but we rejected that relationship because we are such elevated Brahmanas that your family members will consider it very fortunate if they can drink water from the place where we pass urine. Where we pass urine, that place is so sanctified that your family members will be so happy that if they could drink water from that place. Hearing that, oh, that Kash Goswami, and then he said, Atul Chandra Bandopadhyay said that, although I am from such a high-class Brahmin family, I sold my head to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Oh, then his eyes opened and he said, yes, yes, please, I will encourage, I will entertain and allow all the Prabhupada's followers to come and see the deities. And I will give them Charnamrut Prasad and Prasadi Mala. So once Madan Mohan temple, Radha Madan Mohan temple Goswami allowed, then all other temples allowed, except for Banke Bihari temple. The Banke Bihari temple priest said that, no, the sannyasis of Gaudiya Math carry big tridanda, three staffs, bamboo staffs. And our Krishna is a small baby boy, he'll be scared of their bamboo staffs, so we'll not allow them in the temple. So then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said, we will not go to Banke Bihari temple because we don't want to scare Krishna. Understand? So previously also like that. Even now also Banke Bihari temple, sometimes they don't allow Mridanga. They say Mridanga is made from cow's skin or something, it's impure, we don't allow Mridanga or Kirtan. Kirtan also they don't allow. So some devotees, generally our Parikrama doesn't go to Banke Bihari temple. Devotees on their own go and take darshan of Banke Bihari Thakur. But Parikrama party doesn't go there with Kirtan, even now, because they don't allow Kirtan there. So anyways, we are, Banke Bihari is the deity of Swami Haridas Ji, was a pure devotee. Srila Gurudev has told so many pastimes of Banke Bihari Ji in his book. But generally speaking, previously there was so much discrimination against due to caste system in India. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and especially Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, they dismantled the caste system and they created a society where everyone can practice Krishna consciousness without any discrimination, whether what country you belong to, what caste you belong to, what religion you belong to, what gender you belong to, what social status you belong to, what economic status you belong to, what education background you have. That has no bearing on bhakti. Bhakti is quite independent of all these differences. Understand? So that's why we are indebted to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then it is told that when the supremely compassionate Bhagavan observes his own dear living entity's wretched condition, his heart melts. He descends in the form of the timeless Vedic scriptures. He manifests in his various forms his own personal avatars, and he has his own dear companions descend to the world as acharyas, exemplary teachers. So Bhagavan, he descends in the form of the timeless Vedic scriptures. Like this Srimad Bhagavatam, this is actually literary incarnation of Krishna. Because people would have no knowledge unless Srimad Bhagavatam would be revealed. So that's why Krishna arranged that Parikshit Maharaj to be cursed by a small Brahmin boy called Shrungi, Shamik Rishi's son. And when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed that he would die in 7 days, then he sat on the bank of the Ganges and he heard Bhagavatam from Shukdev Goswami. In this way, the Bhagavatam was revealed in this world, although Bhagavatam is eternal. And Bhagavatam is eternal manifestation of Sri Krishna. So we should also not criticize the scriptures of other religions. Like don't criticize the Holy Quran or the Holy Bible. No. Because that will create animosity and also hatred, and many times unnecessary killing will go on. Why should we criticize the scriptures? God has given some knowledge to the Muslims and to the Christians through their scriptures. So let us respect their scriptures also. But we should adhere to our scriptures and keep on reading them. That's why we should not criticize other religions, but rather we should try to follow our own Sanatana Dharma faith, Vaishnavism properly. Understand? Best form of preaching is not to argue with other religion, members of other religion, but rather practice your faith with complete humility and dedication. That will automatically the whole world will be purified if devotees do more Nagar Kirtan, more Japa, more Nama, proper Ekadashi we follow. What will we gain by criticizing other religions? Nothing. Understand? That's why Srila Gurudev told that there are not many moons in the sky, only one moon and one sun. So God is also one. It is not that Christians have a different God, Muslims have a different God. They are all one God, and that is Krishna. Understand? So when Jesus came to India, he asked, what is the name of God in Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri? Then they said, Krishna. So he could not utter Krishna. He said Krishna or Christ or Krishna. So Bhagavan also comes to this world he doesn't come alone, but he comes with all his associates, various avatars he takes, like Kurma avatar, Varaha avatar, Parshuram avatar, Bhargavaram as he is called, or Balram. These are all incarnations of Bhagavan. And they come with all their associates. And he also comes with his acharyas. Acharyas are also the eternal associates of Bhagavan. Understand? So, like Madhvacharya was Hanuman or Bhima himself, like this. And he was also Lord Brahma. So, Advaita Acharya was Mahavishnu, Sadashiv. Understand? And different Manjaris also came, like Narottam Das Thakur, Shri Jiva Goswami Pad, Vishnacharya Thakur, Shri Gurudev. All Manjaris made servants of Radharani, like that. Some of the associates of Mahaprabhu were Sakhas also. Some of them were parental mood also, like Shachi Mata, Jagannath Mishra. They were in parental affection. They were like the parents of Krishna, Yashodananda Maharaj. Understand? And Bhagavan also comes. So Bhagavan comes in the shape of scriptures and his eternal associates, and he gives us a knowledge of bhakti. He bestows eternal happiness upon the forgetful, stray living entities and engages them in the service of himself. So we are like stray dogs, understand? Like Gurudev gives a story of once he went to Italy. When he went to Italy, he went to the beach for a walk, morning walk, and he would see one very dejected dog just observing every single car. smelling the car, smelling a person who's alighting from the car, then with lowering the head, shedding tears. Day in and day out, Gurudev was there in Italy. He would see that dog. He would come running to Gurudev's car also. And then, dejected, he would go and sit in a corner. Then Gurudev asked that why this dog is so unhappy and why is he always coming, it is chasing every single car. Then the devotees told that this dog actually, uh, on this beach, there was one big fair in the summer season. And that fair, one owner of this dog brought this dog. But then he left the dog on the beach and he drove away. And the dog is still remembering his owner. And he hopes against the hope that the owner would come back and take him back home. But because the dog has become old, the owner has just, I think, apparently left him on the beach to fend off for himself and spend the rest of his old age alone. So dog, now it's winter season and still is so faithful that he's waiting when will the owner come and take me. Then that reminded Gurudev. Gurudev told us that that's our situation. We are like that dog. Our master Sri Krishna has left us in this material world, and uh, we are waiting when the master will take us. That is what our spiritual master also. We are the dog of our spiritual master. And when will he take us? Engage us in his service. Kabe Lokanatha Prabhu Sangya Laya Jave. Shri Rupa Shri Rupera Pada Padme More Samarpive. Narottam Das Thakur is telling that when will my initiating spiritual master, Loknath Das Goswami, whose incarnation of Manjulali Manjari, take me and place my hand in the hand of Rupa Manjari and engage me. See, I have brought you one very beautiful maid servant. Please engage this new maid servant in the service of Radharani. When will my Gurudev Manjulali Manjari tell Rupa Manjari and engage me in the service of Radharani? Understand? So that is how it is. So Bhagwan, so living entities have strayed from Bhagwan. They have forgotten Bhagwan. So indeed, only devotion to the Supreme Lord, Bhagavad Bhakti, can make the averse and unhappy living entities eternally fulfilled. Because by this, they attain Him. Nothing can satisfy you. Srila Gurudev told, when he went to America, many parents used to come and they used to tell Gurudev that we came to America, Canada to make money. We have built big, big palaces. We have innumerable cars. We don't even know how many cars we have. But we are very unhappy because children don't listen to us. They don't follow Indian culture. So they used to weep. That's why we are coming to this world. Our daughters, our sons are not listening and they are actually countering our arguments, disrespecting us. So they are not obedient. So they used to weep before Gurudev. Understand? So that is the situation. They have wealth, but they are unhappy. Understand? In India, people have obedient wives, obedient children, but they are very poor. So that's why we have to unite the Western world and India. India has the knowledge and the Western world has the wealth. If we can combine that, then we can make the world a better place. And that is what Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj did. He used the wealth of the Western world and the knowledge of India to combine and make the whole world a better place. And everyone benefited. Understand? So, indeed, only devotion to the Supreme Lord, Bhagavad Bhakti, can make the averse unhappy living entities eternally fulfilled. Because by this, they attain Him. The Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Puranas, and so forth initiate this perfect conclusion in unison. It is never possible for the living entity to secure his permanent auspiciousness through fruity work, karma, the fruit of knowledge, jnana, and mysticism, yoga, penance, tapa, and other processes. Here it is told that the living entity cannot receive permanent auspiciousness through fruity work, karma. Like Srila Swami Maharaj used to give an example that I go to toilet, then I pass stool, stench is unbearable. If my stomach is not unclean, then unbearable stench would come if when I pass stool. How much amount of incense I put there, that will not suppress that stench. When I put incense, good fragrance will also come and the bad smell also will be also there. So you cannot wash away bad karma by good deeds. Understand? The good deeds and bad deeds both will be washed away by service to Radha Krishna. That's why Srila Raghunath Goswami tells, don't engage in religious activities and don't engage in irreligious activities, but rather serve Radha Krishna. Just do service to Radha Krishna. Na dharmam na dharmam shrutigana niruktam kilakuru. Vraje Radha Krishnam prachura paricharyam ihataru. Sachi sunam nandishwara patisuttatve guruvaram mukunda preshtatve smaram ajastram nanumana. That don't engage in heaven, don't engage in dharma because that will take you to a heavenly planet. And don't engage in sinful activities that will send you to hell. Because if you go to heaven, when your pious merit is exhausted, you'll have to come back again. Traividyamam somapa puta papa yatnai varishtva swarganti prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra lokaha ashnanti divyan divya bhogan te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martalokam vishanti. You enjoy beautiful heavenly damsels, their association, Apsara and Urvashi and whatnot. Drink the Amrita, nectar of immortality. Engage in the Nandan Kanan, the garden of desired trees, Parijat trees. But when your pious merit is exhausted, you are thrown out. So therefore, don't worry about dharma and elevating yourself to karma marga is not good. See, Shukdev Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj, just like a pot which is dirty cannot be cleansed by dirt again. Suppose some pot is muddy, then you cannot use the mud to cleanse that muddy pot. In order to cleanse the muddy pot, you have to use water. So like that, all the karma can be burnt, good or bad, by Nama Sankirtan. So we are doing Nama Sankirtan not just to burn our bad karma, but also the good karma should be burnt. Suppose your bad karma is burnt and good karma remains, then you will become a king or you may become a Indra, and then you will have to be Indra for one Manvantara, means that about 71 Chaturyugas, 71 mega millenniums, you are only in the heaven, still away from Krishna. So bhakti means to burn both good and bad karma, not just bad karma, both good and bad. Because good karma and bad karma both are suicidal. You want to kill someone, then there are two ways you can kill someone. Either you starve that person to death or you can overfeed him and kill him. So hellish, going to hell means starving death, starvation death. And going to heaven means overfeeding and killing someone. So therefore, karma cannot cleanse us. The pursuit of knowledge, that is also useless. Because Brahmaji has told that sthula tushava ghatina. If the empty husk is there, you have taken out the rice grains and the empty paddy husk, how much you try to husk it, no grain would come out of it. So, Jnana Margam is like husking the husk. Once you have taken out the grains, rice grains from the husk, then how much you beat it with stick, no grain would come out. Only thing is that your hand may get injury or they might get destroyed in the process. You may go on hitting the husk with a stick for eternity. Not a single grain would come out of that. So this jnana is like empty like husk. This impersonal knowledge, no benefit will come. Yatha stula tashava ghatina. So ज्ञाने प्रयास मुदपास्य नमन्तमेव जीवन्ति सन्मुखरितं वदीय वार्ता स्थाने स्थिता शुद्धिगतां तनुवांग मनोभिर ये प्रायशो अजित जितोपितः स्वलोक्या. If you want to conquer Sri Krishna who is unconquerable, then you have to hear Harikatha. Give up the endeavor for Jnana Marga. Don't hear the Mukti Katha. Don't hear the topics about liberation, Yoga Vasishtha and other topics. Asadvarta Vishya Visnudamati Sarvasva Harani. Don't hear the gossip, mundane gossip. That gossip is like prostitute. Steal your wealth of bhakti. Plunder you. Don't hear the topics about liberation. Brahma Sayujya, Vishnu Sayujya. Because that will destroy your Sarupa. You will lose your identity. Don't even aspire to go to Vaikuntha. Because Vaikuntha is, above Vaikuntha there is Golok Vrindavan. If you only associate with Narayan Bhaktas and only chant the name of Narayan and be attached to the Narayan Swarup of Krishna, then your growth will stunt. And you will Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhartha says to be hurled down to Vaikuntha. You will be hurled down to Vaikuntha. Means you will never be able to reach Golok Vrindavan for eternity if you meditate too much on Narayan. So we have to give up attachment even to the husband of Lakshmi Devi. Although there is no difference between Narayan and Krishna, but still there is a difference. Krishna is so much more beautiful. And he has 4 extra sweetness. Siddhantasta Vedepi Shrisha Krishna Swarupayo Rasenot Kushyate Krishna Rupa Mesha Rasasti. As per Siddhanta, there is no difference between Krishna and Narayan, but still there is one major difference, that Krishna has 4 extra qualities. His beauty is far more superior than Narayan's beauty. He plays excellent flute. Also yoga. Yoga abhyasa parama virasi tadrishikam prayasi. Yoga means mysticism. Ashtanga yoga, which is very popular these days. People do different asanas, postures, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. But Ashtanga yoga may bestow upon you some perfection. You can be lighter than air, smaller than atom. All these perfections will come. Asita, Ishita, Vashita, Prapti, Prakamya. But what you use, these mystic perfections will make you feel, I am God. I can be God. So therefore, yoga is also useless. Tap, penance, unnecessary doing austerities, that is also not necessary. For example, Tirupati will be very hot after 2 months' time. Shivratri also it will start become hotter. Already afternoon time it is hot now. Suppose in the month of May, very hot sun, I go and sit on the roof 3 hours and chant Harinam there. Will I get some extra benefit by doing that? By giving trouble to my body? No. Rather, I should stay in my room in cooler or air cooler or AC or maybe fan and chant Harinam. We don't have to do unnecessary austerities. The only austerity for Vaishnavas is maybe Chaturmasya and Ekadashi, especially Kartik month. Chaturmasya, don't take milk, or don't take vegetables in the first month of Chaturmasya, then milk, then yogurt, then urad dal. Don't take brinjals and tomatoes in Chaturmasya. Ekadashi day, don't take grains. This is the austerity for Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas don't have to engage in too much penance also, because that will dry up your nature. Your nature will become extra dry. Shushka. Shushka vairagya is not required. Bhaktir evenam naiti, bhaktir evenam darsheti, bhaktivashya purusho, bhaktireva bhuyasi. See, Madhvacharya's Bhashya on Vedanta Sutra. Sutra number 3.3.53 is quoting one Shruti called Mathara Shruti. Shruti means the knowledge, Vedic knowledge, which is obtained from hearing. It is only bhakti devotion that brings the living entity close to Bhagavan. Bhakti alone enables the living entity to see Bhagavan face to face. That Supreme Person Bhagavan is actually controlled by Bhakti. Bhakti is superior to all else. But this is a very important verse. Gaudiya Kantahar, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati disciple Atindriya Prabhu had compiled this Gaudiya Kantahar. You should remember this verse. Bhakti Revanam Nayati. Dandi Maharaj also liked this verse very much. Bhakti Revanam Nayati, Bhakti Revanam Darsheti. Bhakti Vasha Purusho, Bhakti Revai Bhuyasi. Yasya Deve Para Bhakti Deve Tatha Guru Tasite Karitai Artha Prakashante Mahatma. Shveta Shvata Upanishad 6.2. All the confidential purpose of the Vedas are fully revealed to that great soul who has the same. Now, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj appearance day we celebrated. He was such a great Guru Bhakta. After Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada disappeared from this world, many devotees said that let us give him Samadhi in Kolkata only. But he said no, Vinod Bihari Prabhu said no, we'll book a special train and we'll bring the transcendental body of Prabhupada to Mayapur. By his own hands, Vinod Bihari Brahmachari gave Samadhi to Prabhupada. So the Samadhi of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, you see, is given by Vinod Bihari himself. What a Guru Bhakta he was. And after the Prabhupada disappeared, then who would be the next Acharya? Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj, who was Hayagiri Brahmachari that time, he wanted Srila Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Goswami Maharaj to be the Acharya. But one party supported, some devotees supported Sri Ananda Vasudeva Prabhu. And then later on they came to know that all the problems with Ananda Vasudeva Prabhu. That time Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj began to discuss. Then Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj said that we have put our hand in wet stool. If it was dry stool, it should not be that disgusting, but we have put our hand in the wet stool by supporting Sri Ananta Vasudeva Prabhu. We didn't know that he is deviating from Prabhupada's principles. So then Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj said, now let us rectify our mistake, the mistake we have done by making him Acharya. So they put a case against Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj put a case against Ananda Vasudeva. As a fallout of that case, Gaudiya Math was divided into two parts. Sri Ananda Vasudeva Prabhu's faction became Gaudiya Mission, and the faction of Srila Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj became Chaitanya Math, Gaudiya Math, as it was called later. So two divisions took place. But the follower of Sri Ananda Vasudeva Prabhu, when he departed, then the elder brother of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, his name was Srila Bhakti Keval Udulomi Maharaj. Actually, Udulomi Maharaj was the elder brother of Keshav Goswami Maharaj. But Keshav Goswami Maharaj joined the Math first. He was senior. He joined much earlier, I think 1917 or something. He brought his brother to Prabhupada's lotus feet. Prabhupada wanted to give his brother sannyas because he was learned, he was a teacher. But Bhakti Keval Udulomi Maharaj said, no, I don't want to take sannyas. Then Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj told him, such a great Mahabhagavat like Prabhupada is giving you sannyas, why you are not taking sannyas? You take sannyas. Then he took sannyas from Prabhupada. Remember, he became Srila Bhakti Keval Udulomi Goswami Maharaj. But this Udulomi Goswami Maharaj, they changed the Gaudiya Mission's principles. First of all, they didn't just stop worshipping the deity or picture of Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Second thing, they told that no one should chant the Hare Krishna mantra loudly. They should chant the Hare Krishna mantra in the mind. Hare Krishna mantra should not be sung in the kirtana loudly. Then they told that saffron clothes are not necessary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly forbidden saffron clothes. And therefore all the sannyasis should wear the white clothes. So although Srila Bhakti Keval Udalavi Maharaj was sannyasi of Prabhupada, he stopped wearing the saffron clothes and started putting the Babaji vesh of like white clothes. So Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj became very angry. He said they are rejecting Prabhupada. They are not following Prabhupada. He put a case against them. So anyway, Narottam Brahmachari, Srila Bhakti Gyan Bharati Maharaj used to take the dictations from Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj. Then he used to present the arguments in the court. So last day the judgment was there. They brought that very day Bhakti Keval Udalavi Maharaj gave sannyas to about 8 brahmacharis. He gave them saffron clothes. Then they brought the picture of Prabhupada in the procession and they were loudly doing Hare Krishna mantra kirtan. So when judge saw that, and that very day they installed the deity of Prabhupada in the Gaudiya Math. And they opened one Gaudiya Math in the name of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Gaudiya Math. So then he told the judge that we have opened a Gaudiya Math in the name of Prabhupada, we are worshipping his deity, our sannyasis are wearing saffron clothes. And you see we are doing very loud Nagar Kirtan with Hare Krishna mantra. We have come to the court doing the Kirtan. So all the arguments of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj are wrong. His brother told to the court. So Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj lost the case. So Narottam Prabhu, Bhakti Gyan Bharati Maharaj became very distressed in the heart. So what is this? Of this case, and we lost this case. So Shira, he went to Bhakti Pragyan Keshav. He won the case. He asked Narottam Prabhu that if someone will slap you, what will you do? Someone will punch you. He said, I will not tolerate any punch. He asked him, how many punches you can tolerate? He said, I cannot tolerate even one punch. I will not tolerate at all anyone will punch me. So, but Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj asked Narottam Prabhu that if someone will tie your hands behind and bind you to a pillar and then punch you, what will you do? He said, I will scream, but I will have to tolerate. I cannot do anything. My hands are tied. And so he said, how many punches will you tolerate if your hands are bound to the pillar? Hands and legs are bound. He said, I will have to tolerate as many punches as they give me. So that is what we have done. He said, they rejected Prabhupada, so we purged them, binding their hands and legs. And now they accepted Prabhupada again, so we have no worry. They are worshipping Prabhupada, they are doing Guru Puja Prabhupada, they are chanting Hare Krishna mantra loudly. Their sannyasis will be in saffron clothes, not in white clothes. And they will do Japan Kirtan of Hare Krishna mantra and worship Prabhupada. That's what we wanted. They are doing it, so our enmity is finished. So actually we have won. Our case was not to win it, but we wanted them to follow Prabhupada's instructions. So even today, in Gaudiya Mission, by the mercy of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, they are chanting Hare Krishna mantra in Kirtan. Sannyasis are wearing saffron clothes, and they are worshipping Prabhupada's picture or deity on the altar. So this is the Guru Bhakti of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. So that's why one should have complete faith in Bhagwan and his pure representative Gurudev. So I think time is up now. 1 hour I have been speaking. If anyone has questions, please ask me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, Pranam. Thank you for the beautiful
Hare
class.
Krishna, Hare.
Any
Hare
devotees have any
Krishna.
questions? Hong Kong devotees? You can please write in the chat and I would read to Maharaj.
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Gaura Gauranga Gaura Jai Sachinandana Gauri. So I thank all of you, Vishaka Didi, Anup Prabhu, NM, Ganga Mata ji, and also Mohan Ramaswamy Prabhu, Rajalakshmi Didi, all of you. Also, Yugal Kishore, Kishore Didi, all thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the
Hare
lovely
Bol, Hare Bol.
Hare
Dandavat,
Bol.
Dandavat. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Maharaj.
Vaishnav Jyola. Hare Krishna. Dandavat, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, sorry, Mohan Prabhu's number,
Ah,
uh, there's 2-digit shorts, so I don't know if
Mohan
Prabhu
Prabhu,
can please give.
I checked it. He told me that I checked on WhatsApp also. That is what he has. Maybe that country has two less, 2 digits
Oh,
less.
8 numbers.
I'll confirm with him again. Yeah.
Okay, Maharaj, no problem.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that
you
country
can.
is small, na? Singapore. Singapore is
Oh,
actually a small country. India has, 100 crore population. So they have to have 10 digits. They are now are contemplating 11 digits also. So that depends on the
oh,
country's telecom authority. Depending on the population, they fix the
Ji
digits. A small
Yes,
Ji
country,
Maharaj,
Mataji.
no.
I have 8 numbers only.
yeah. The telecom authority of Singapore
Okay.
has put only 8 numbers. That is country
Oh,
dependent.
Ji Maharaj, Ji Maharaj,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Sorry. Okay,
Hare
I will
Krishna.
add the number again because I just thought,
Yeah, plus six
and
five is
then,
the country code. Plus 65. Yeah.
yes, Maharaj. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat.
Thank you,
Hare
dear
Krishna.
devotees, for coming. Anu
27th is
Prabhu.
Ekadashi. Yeah, 27th is Mahadvadashi in India, I think, 27th. So that day, I think Sripad Dandi Maharaj will give class on Mahadvadashi. He gives generally. So
27th. Gurudev only comes on a Saturday. So 27th is Sunday, Maharaj. So I don't know, Gurudev might be busy in the temple. So if you can please come on that day.
Saturday,
Sunday,
Sunday
27th.
actually.
Yes, Maharaj comes on
Okay, we'll discuss about
26th.
27th. Okay, the same time,
Yes, Maharaj.
26th. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sunday, I have some program, but I think by 9 o'clock I should be free. I hope so. 9 o'clock or at the most 9:15. Generally,
Okay.
I go
You
outside
let me.
Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
okay, Maharaj.
Hare
You let
Hare
me
Krishna.
know.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Dana, Vancha,
Maharaj.
Vaishnav Jona. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatibhyascha kripasinibhyo patinan
Patapatanam
pavanebhyo
Bhavayabhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavibhyo Namo. Hare Krishna.
Vaishnavibhyo
Hare Hare
Vaishnavibhyo Hare Krishna. Anu Prabhu, can you please say Jai Diwani? Thank you.
श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी राध विनोद बिहारी जी की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पर अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पर अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पर अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पर अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु